We talk a lot about getting the agent and signing with the agent, but almost nobody talks about how to leave one. And leaving an agent can feel terrifying, especially if you don't know what to do. I recently terminated my talent agency, and today I'm going to walk you through exactly how I did it so that if you ever need to leave your representation, you can do it cleanly and professionally. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact process that I used in 5 steps. Number 1 is the audit I did before making the decision. Number 2, how I reviewed my contracts. Number 3, how I confirmed if I was legally eligible to leave. 4, the 2-step process I use. And 5, the thing that nobody talks about after leaving, and that's grief. So let's get started with number 1, the audit. Before I sent a single email, I did something critical. I did an audit on my agent, similar to a year-end review at work. It's important for me to take inventory of what's working and what's not to determine if I should stay or go. Now, I signed with this agency in July of 2024, and after about a year, I typically have enough information to evaluate trajectory and to decide on whether there's been opportunities, if any at all. Now, I don't go by feelings, and I try not to go by potential. I typically pay attention to trajectory, and I ask myself a few simple questions like, was there momentum? Well, I look at the numbers because numbers don't lie, and in this case, there wasn't much momentum. Was there cohesion in how I was being submitted? Not really. I, on multiple occasions, had to remind them of the strategy that we discussed when I signed with them and the types of roles that I wanted to play and the body of work that I wanted to build. Was my brand aligned with the auditions I was receiving? It wasn't. I ended up declining several auditions that didn't match the direction we had discussed. Did I see growth in positioning? I didn't. Now, to be fair, about 10 months into the relationship, I changed my branding. I grew my color out, and my salt and pepper started to come in, which was a significant change that required recalibration on the agency side. And the change was drastically different from what they originally signed me for. And even when I pitched it to them, I was prepared for them to pass. But they decided to continue representation and seemed optimistic, so I gave it time. But after 10 more months, things still felt the same. And that's when I moved to step 2. Read your contract. Before you terminate an agent, you must revisit and reread your contract because you're looking for a few things. You're looking for the term length, auto-renew clauses, early termination clauses, commission structure after you leave, check authorization language, sunset provisions. And hopefully you read your contract before you signed. And if you're like me, you just forget what's in it, so you have to revisit it and reread it. So I read my contract carefully. In my case, my theatrical side had already expired last year, July 2025, so I was free theatrically. Commercially, we had a verbal hip pocket agreement, which SAG-AFTRA doesn't even formally recognize, so I was free there also. But I was with them for fit and print with a separate written contract that included an auto-renewal clause that was in effect as of July of last year. And so that rolled into 3 years, which sounds like a trap, and it can be if you don't have a 30-day notice built in, or if you don't contact them before 30 days. Fortunately, in the agreement, I was able to cancel, or either party was able to cancel based on if no work was procured within 30 days. And so that clause mattered, and that was the final avenue that allowed me to terminate across the board cleanly. This is the step that is easy to skip. We tend to get emotional and we get annoyed with our agents, and we just send an email or we make a call. But if you're still bound by the agency contract, you would be in breach. And some agents may not let you go. So before I did anything, I confirmed that I was legally eligible to terminate the contract. And once I knew that, I moved on to the next step, and that's step 4, the 2-step exit. Now, first I sent a warm email. You don't have to do this, but I do it as a courtesy. It has no emotions, no accusations. This is not the time for you to say, you did this or you didn't do that, and so I'm leaving. Let's not do that. Just be clear. State the facts of the contract, and you owe no explanation. It's simply business. So I thanked them for their time and informed them that I was concluding the representation. And I let them know that a certified letter would follow. Why certified mail? Most contracts require certified mail for official termination because business requires clarity and proof. Certified mail provides confirmation that they received it, a clear, effective date, and a paper trail. And we want paper trails for everything. In the letter, I confirmed theatrical non-representation revoked, commercial authorization, triggered the 30-day termination clause for fit and print, withdrew authorization of new submissions, and revoked check routing authority. You want no ambiguity when you exit representation. Leaving professionally is just as important as signing professionally. Bookend. Clean, clean. Now, one thing that can make us spiral after sending the email is not hearing back from the agent right away. But keep in mind, there are several things that are probably usually happening behind the scenes. The first, termination emails are low priority. Auditions generate revenue. Admin usually happens at the end of the day, so expect to hear from them after that. Second, they may need to pull the contract and confirm dates and pending commissions before they contact you. Third, they may need to decide how they want to respond internally. Fourth, there's often operational cleanup, removing you from rosters, updating casting platforms, notifying accounting. Fifth, they might feel blindsided, or they may feel a way about it, or they may be pissed about it and feel like, who do you think you are to leave them? That's happened to me once. It doesn't happen often. So if you don't hear back from them immediately, don't panic. Silent doesn't mean anything dangerous. It just probably means paperwork is happening. So in my case, their response came the next morning, and it was gracious. They confirmed that they would remove me from all the platforms and cease submissions immediately. That's what a professional separation typically looks like. No drama, no hostility, just closure. But there are exceptions to the rule. Now, here's the part nobody talks about. Even though I knew that this was the right decision, I still felt a small ping of grief. It surprises me every time. And I guess it's because I don't usually leave relationships easily. I invest, I try, I adjust, I give things time. So when I walk away, it's considered. But there's always a moment of, I really wanted that to work. Not that I have regrets, it's just grief. Grief doesn't mean you made the wrong decision. It simply means that something mattered. And sometimes our identity is tied to the agent that we were with. What I want you to take away is this. Leaving an agent isn't about anger or any emotions. Really, it's just business, a business move. Like baseball or any sport, where team members leave for a myriad of reasons. Sometimes emotions, but usually motivated by business. It's about alignment and motivation and trajectory and opportunity. And it's about learning to run your career like a business. So remember these 5 steps before you terminate representation. Audit the relationship, read your contract, confirm eligibility, leave cleanly, stay professional. You don't need to burn bridges unless you really absolutely have to. And if you're watching this because you're currently trying to decide whether you should leave your agent, that's not always an easy decision to make alone. If you'd like help evaluating your representation, weighing the pros and the cons based on facts, or mapping out professional exit strategy, I do offer one-on-one coaching, and you can book a session using the Calendly link in the description. So next for me is beginning the search for new representation, starting with commercial agents. And in the next video, I will walk you through exactly how I research and vet agencies before signing them or before even reaching out. And so if you want to follow that process, subscribe to Acting Lessons Learned, and I will see you in the next video.